Happy Friday, guys! Welcome back to my channel. This is Miss Jaydee for another episode, a Friday episode of our daily stock market insights. Today is March 25th, 2022, and in this video, I am going to cover the most trending stocks. When I say trending, these are the stocks that have been highly traded for the day. Okay, so if this is the first time you're watching my video, I do review stocks in the Philippine market, in the US market, sometimes cryptocurrency, especially today, whereby our tokens and major players in the cryptocurrency space are rallying. So maybe, just maybe, I'm hoping that I will be able to record a few more today since it's a Friday. So those are the things I do here on my channel. So if you want to be notified every single time, feel free to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, right? So now let's start. Let's first talk about the index. So I mentioned yesterday that the index, while we had a green, okay, we have to be mindful of this MA20 line. Okay, so it's nice that we had a continuation, which is at 0.60% gain for the day. But then again, my view here is that we could still be respecting this MA20 line, even though we ended solid, like no wick at the top here. Nice close for the index today, but still just prepare for that possibility of a slight pullback or a retracement for the index, just purely technicals. Okay, but this is already a good sign that we're starting to challenge that resistance area. The reason for saying is because I still do not see a spike in the volume, still flat in terms of volume, not we don't have any foreign buying as of yet, so stay liquid. uh, this means that a lot of our major players or the stocks in the index are still, probably doing sideways or slowly recovering. But we still have to look at those stocks individually so we can have meaningful insights for each one. Okay, so just take note that I still look at MA20 line as our resistance area. um, it's going to be a different story once we have a gap up, but it's so rare to have a gap up nowadays, right? So this is where I'm plotting our resistance at 7,124 area. Okay, and then probably if it pulls back somewhere in the 6,952 or here, around that. Okay, so we might be moving sideways first, accumulate volume until such time we have that nice pump in the volume, and then it crosses the MA20 line. So that's what we are waiting for. Now let's take a look at the trending or the highly traded stocks for today. First, Converge. Okay, Converge, we're starting to challenge the Bollinger Band right here. So coming from a downfall right here, we are now recovering. So one thing to take note of, okay, when a stock is down, okay, we have to take a look at our RSI. Notice our RSI, this was already your hint. While the price was moving downwards, your RSI is starting to show a recovery. The second point here, hold on. Your second point, right over here. So price was moving down, but look, while we were moving downwards, your RSI is starting to recover. Okay? And then what happened next, right? So we ended outside, but the following day we had some good recovery. We engulfed, meaning we went higher than the previous candlestick. That's your green engulfing candlestick. At the same time, the average volume is starting to pick up. Okay, that means people felt that that was already, and well, one, that's already oversold because it's somewhere in the 27 area in your RSI. Okay, and then the next day you had the green followed by nice volume. So this is the kind of bottom picking or bottom fishing that we are uh, waiting for. Okay, and then what happened next? There's continuation. Okay, so while we are moving higher and higher, volume is still there. So just in case there will be fluctuation, but overall my peg here is that there will indeed be a continuation for this stock. Now, if there is a pullback, the next area that I can see as a possible retracement level would be around the 2677. And why am I saying that? Okay, so if I'm to zoom in, if I move to the left and look at this level over here, this used to be a support, then there was a breakdown in price, and that became a resistance. Now, look further to the left, this area over here, we have experienced some flag pattern. It created a support right here. Did you see that? This is your support area. So key levels in the past will potentially be revisited and will act as either a support or a resistance. For this scenario, because we went above that, then that becomes a support. Okay, so anticipate some volatility along the way, and if you are able to catch it very near 26.77, even better. Now, I'm saying this in using the perspective of a mid to long term investor. So I don't really mind, a few centavos difference, um, because anyway, it's an area and we're already starting to recover. Okay, so I say anywhere between 2677 to 28, that would be your best bet. Next is, so you have ACEN over here. ACEN, okay. I like what happened to ACEN today. Why? Because we crossed the MA20 line. Okay, we already crossed the MA20 line, so that could already trigger a possible, change in direction. Just plot this area as, hold on, not that. I want to use this ascending because it created a higher low, as you can see, right? It recovered. Okay, it created some higher low, but the higher high not yet. Okay, maybe from here to here, that's already a higher high. So something to watch out for is this uh, trend line. Okay, so that channel could potentially be respected in the coming days, but overall I would have to say this is already starting to recover. So for those people who are considering to enter in ACEN, this could be a perfect time for you. So get in as near as you can in this trend line, because that is currently respecting the higher low type of support. Sometimes I would plot a support in a horizontal line. That will also work, but seeing this pattern right now, I right away at a glance I can see that it is creating some higher lows and higher high in the past few days. There is also a dividend, a scheduled dividend. Okay, so for those people who are fairly new in the stock market and would like to understand how dividend works, so if you see this, so D here in Investograms, that means there's a scheduled dividend release. X date means if you are to enter on that day, you are already excluded. That transaction is already excluded and will no longer be part of the payout. So what you have to do here is, if you're really interested and you find the area already attractive, so enter anytime between now and then March 30th. Your last day would be March 30th. Okay, so just find your perfect entry right there. And then come March 31st, okay, if you decide to exit or you stay in that stock, it's fine. But you will already be included because the system has already recognized that you are in a position for this stock the first minute of March 31st. Okay, so that's how it works. And normally, just a heads up, during the X date, that's where you will experience sometimes a drop in the price, okay? Because some people here are just really after the dividend payout. So the first minute they already exit on the 31st. Perfect example here is LTG. this is what happened, because today, March 25th, is the X date. Okay, so people have taken profit. Oh, no, they exited because they know that they are already included in the dividend release. What about this one? December 1. Ito, look at this. See that? December 1. As we are approaching the X date, price was really moving up. And then come X date, it dropped. Come X date, it dropped. So just be mindful of that. It can happen. Okay. So the second stock is, so I'm done with ACEN. Let's check out MONDE. MONDE, we are currently, um, we are in a double bottom. We touched this area, this price level, and then we revisited that area and we stayed flat. We stayed sideways in the past few days already. And what I can say right now is this is strengthening the support around 1344 to 1350. No volume as of yet, but if you're to look at your RSI, we are already starting to show recovery in terms of momentum. This simply means that the momentum is starting to pick up. A lot of investors are already getting in, but volume wise, not there yet. But in terms of sentiment, because you see that there's 3,280 plus trades. So if you want to start doing test buys, if you want to try out MONDE, I think this would be a perfect time for you. Some conservative ones, they would want to wait a good spike in the volume and a green engulfing candlestick before they enter. But right now, I think this is already okay. That is if you are okay with position trading. Guys, position trading would mean you stay in a stock, you enter at a low level, stay in there for a few days, weeks, or even sometimes months in exchange of a good reward. At the moment, your upside is really huge and your risk is just very minimal. This was the price when it started. See that? It revisited the area during its IPO days. So a really good catch here. GMA7, I believe there's dividend as well. April 20th. That's why it is rallying, because this one also gives out really attractive dividend payouts. So imagine 1.45. What is 1.45? That's almost 9%, because 10% of 15 is 1.59. So around 9, 8.5 something, around that. So that's really very attractive right now. Volume is here. Look at that. There's huge volume. Okay, so just be mindful that on the 20th of April we could again experience a drop. Let's see. Let's try to experiment again right over here. When did this? So April 19th, 135. When was April 19th? Look at this. While we were waiting for April 19th, we are rallying here. Then come April 19th, it's the X date, price dropped. Okay? Because they are already included. They're already included in the dividend release or payout. So chances are it is still rallying because we're not there yet. It could still push a little higher. So if you want to ride that, because currently the overall sentiment of this stock is rallying to the upside, if you want to ride that, take advantage of the volatility and the pullback that we might experience here. And the nearest I can say is around 1538, which is around your MA20 line. Nice volume right now, so chances are really it will be sustained. But we don't walk on a straight line here. Chances are volatility will still kick in. Those who may have entered somewhere here might be locking in some gains, and when it drops, they will re-enter once again. So those are my 2 cents in GMA7. Let's look at ICT. ICT steady climb right there. or if you want to add more to your position, just enter in tranches anywhere near your MA20 line. Look at that. Each time we touch the MA20, a recovery or a bounce is happening. So that is around 220.73 at the moment in that area. BDO, okay. BDO overall, if I'm to plot this, this is still within the downward or the downtrend channel. Do you see that? Lower highs. Pwede dito. Each time it recovers, it's creating that lower high. So in case this breaks out of this channel over here, then that means there could be a continuation moving up. Look at this right now. We had a green, but volume is not there yet. So baka, okay, chances are it will still, retrace and pull back, something like this, right? Short-lived bounces and then it drops. So for now, I'm plotting the next possible area around MA20. Because who knows, we could just stop somewhere in the middle and then, break that out. So right now, 129. So if you want, you can wait up to that level or even drop up to 123. That's the second area of support I am looking at. Okay, so overall, of course, BDO is BDO. We have dropped massively and we're now recovering. See that? And dividend is scheduled. Okay, X date is already done. Release is already on the 31st. So expect for that amount to be credited to your account on the 31st. Okay. So the next is nickel. Nickel. Let us see. Okay. I would have to say this is a slight overshoot above the MA20 line. I will still look at this as a possible rejection because we ended red today and there's not much volume. See that? So if we climb up and there's not much volume, it's easy to pull that down. Okay, so right now this could potentially create a lower high. This is your high, it dropped, recovered, and now it's much lower. So I'm plotting this area. So we're at a possible resistance, guys. Okay, that's a possible resistance, and your possible support when it drops is right here. Really clear, as you can see, it's so clear. Several days where we dropped right at the 722, you experienced some bounce. Okay, so I think these are the first few stocks I will be covering. I don't want to make it too long because it might drag you, bore you. But definitely it's a Friday. I will be able to record another one today. So take advantage of this. It's still very early. Drop a comment. Let me know your stock, your requested stock, so that by tonight I will be prioritizing that. In the meantime, thank you for watching and bye-bye.